Hello there, Scorpios. Welcome to your tarot reading. I'm going to talk a little bit about the cards first and what I was feeling when I shuffled out the spread, and then I'll relay the image that I saw earlier. It'll tie into, once I talk about the cards. So, in this spread, there is an energy here. I'm getting like the word placeholder, okay? A placeholder. And I almost feel like there is a situation that you are very afraid to leave. Okay. So it seems to me like the situation might feel very, very comfortable. The situation might feel like very familiar, very nostalgic, very been there, done that. And in a way, it brings a lot of comfort and stability and predictability. And I feel many of you are afraid to leave the situation, mainly because you know it like the back of your hand. It's gotten too comfortable. You know everything involved. You know all there is to it. And in a way, it's familiar, right? For some of you, this is definitely a type of a job situation where there are things changing hands. So if it's a business, if it's a even a work environment where you're working for other people, there are a lot of things that are changing, a lot of things that are happening in this environment. So I do feel like, if you're working for other people and it's more like a private industry, there could be a changing of hands, the changing of the boss, changing of the coworkers, changing of the environment, new procedures, new ways of doing, new training, new processes are being added to this work environment. And I almost feel like the process is planned sometime for this summer. And by summer, I would say like Northern Hemisphere, like around May, June, July, those months where I feel like there are a lot of changes that are going to be coming in. You are looking at it and you're thinking about these changes. But at the same time, I feel like the work environment or whatever that situation might be, it is still comfortable in your eyes. And so you're just, in it for the ride. That's what it seems to me. I would say you want to stay ahead of the energy and you want to make sure that you're well equipped for these changes. And what I'm feeling particularly is a lot of people that might be coming in that are brand new, a lot of people that you might have gotten used to working with, they're going to be leaving. And then I also feel whatever ways of doing you've been very accustomed to, these things are going to change as well. And as a fixed sign, it is really, really difficult to embrace changes. And especially if you kind of like stick your head in the sand and are in denial of it or don't prepare yourself properly. Okay. So I would advise you to take a moment to really, really talk to yourself through this process. What's coming in? What is the situation going to look like by the summertime? Are these things overall pretty good changes that are happening, or are they kind of like are they just kind of slapped together and kind of that will be, I guess, that will cause problems or unexpected, change for the worse. So I really think it's important for you to really look at what you feel like your life is going to look like in light of these changes, especially as they come in the summertime. Are you still going to be happy there? Are you still going to excel there? Or is it time for you to start looking elsewhere? Because I feel like some of these changes that are coming through, they happen very, very, very fast. They require you to be able to be very, very like flexible, very fast on your toes, very adaptable as well. And the changes that are coming in, I'm seeing something with speed. Okay. So for example, if you're working for other people, there's a quota to fulfill. So in the past, if there has been, if the environment was very laid back, very lax, there are no quotas to fulfill, there are no expectations. I feel like the changes that are coming in is all about monitoring. It's all about expediency. It's all about like streamlining. It's all about quotas. It's all about measuring how fast people work as well as how productive they are. And so for those of you who have been kind of just like, oh, I'm kind of comfortable here. The work is not too, the work is not piling on, or the work itself, I can work at a leisurely pace. I feel like things are going to change. And so you really want to be prepared for it. And you want to, if people are telling you, yeah, we're going to implement these processes, we're in the preliminary stages right now, and it's going to get rolling by May, June, and July. You really want to, stay ahead of the energy by asking yourself, what does that mean for my workflow? What does that mean for me in terms of my performance? How is that going to change what I'm doing right now? Because I feel like some of you are just kind of like riding the waves. Whatever comes will come, and you're not really thinking through about, the implications of what these changes mean for you on an everyday work processes type of a level. So it's really important for us to know what's ahead of us. Okay, so I feel like that's what's going to be coming through, and you want to come to it prepared. All right. You're in a really good position right now. This is all about comfort and stability. The Six of Pentacles is about generosity. Okay, being very helpful with the people around you, as well as being able to come to other people whenever there's a problem, whenever you feel like whenever you've hit like a little bit of a snag in the road, there's always somebody around that you can, pick their brain. You can ask for advice. You can, they'll come to your rescue pretty much. And I feel like, you guys are also in a position where you are giving this out as well. Okay. So it's very reciprocal. I'll ask for help today, and then in the future, if you need help, I'll definitely come to your rescue. So I definitely feel in the work environment, there's reciprocity. There's also, camaraderie, and there's that sense of we're all in this together. No one is being calculating or keeping scores or keeping tabs or being selfish or vindictive. So you have a group of people in your work environment that you really jive with, that you really get along with, and you really, really trust, and they vice versa really trust you. And because of that, there is a sense of stability and familiarity where you are at. Okay, what I have in the middle of the spread here is the devil. And the way that this comes out, I don't see it as, drugs, alcohol, dependency, or issues that we need to be aware of. But I almost feel like it's a situation, it's like the devil that we know. Okay. And the reason I say the devil that we know is there was a major, major turning point that just happened for you guys. And I feel almost like rather than taking the path that is unpaved, that is unknown, that is that could potentially bring a lot more opportunities for you. I feel like many of you have taken a little bit more of a safe route. And you have to do what you have to do in order to survive. So whatever you feel you had to make a decision on, or whatever decision or choice you feel like you had to go with, that's very personal. And that is something that you had to do at that moment in time because, you feel like it was the best choice. But what I'm also sensing is don't let opportunities pass you by because you're afraid of changes and because you're stable or comfortable or familiar where you are at. Okay? Because this is a false sense of security that's in the picture here. And I feel like there were decisions that came before it. And I feel like you might have turning your back here, literally turning your back on this situation that could have panned out really well for you and looking at something else that was very familiar. It's like the devil that you know, and with the devil that you know, that sense of comfort, familiarity, it always pulls you back in. Okay, so be careful, be a little bit careful about that, because in life we are supposed to grow. We're supposed to put ourselves in new situations, and we're also always supposed to learn from our new experiences and learn from our environment, and not be so risk adverse that we cling on to situations, especially if they have passed their expiration date. Okay, so I feel like across the board for all the signs that I've done readings for, the month of February, it was a very much a turning point type of a month. What is not working anymore? Let's take a different path. What have we tried to sweep under the rug? All of those things are coming to light. And so I feel for many of you guys, you want to make sure you explore all your options that are available rather than sticking to the tried and true. Okay. There is somebody that is coming in here, and this person has a very big offer on the table for you. But I almost feel like you might be turning them down. Okay, well, I have here the Knight of Pentacles. The Prince of Pentacles in this deck is the Knight of Pentacles. This is an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. And I feel like with this card, it's almost like the universe is trying to tell you that the offer still stands. This person is still available. If you choose to come back to this person, if you choose to accept this offer, if you choose to return to it, this offer is still there. This person really, really appreciates you. This is a person that is very, they're not a flamboyant, showy type of a person. They're not going to, exclaim to you how much they love you and buy you flowers and shower you with gifts and, make like declarations about how great they make you, how great you make them feel. But this is someone whose energy is very stable, very grounded, very truthful, faithful, honest, and they do want, the whole 9 yards and the relationship and, and see where things go. And if you have turned your back on this person, and I feel many of you might have, pushed this person away, kept them at arm's length, or, you might have kept communication in a very casual type of way. And you might have just kind of like kept them on the periphery of your life, mainly because you might not feel the same way. But the universe is saying that this offer still stands if you choose to go for it. Okay. What I have as well is another situation here where there's a lot of start, stop, like confusion as well. And what I have is an air sign. So this is an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. The energy came out in the reverse position. So I feel like communication with this person has not always been great. You say one thing, they think you mean another. They say one thing, you think they mean another. Lack of common goals, common interests, as well as with the Chariot, common life purpose, different interests, different lifestyle. They might want to, travel and explore the world. You might be a little bit more career and home oriented, okay? Or vice versa. It's like your life trajectories or your life goals, your life purpose, your life paths might not have been the same where you're walking along the same path, okay? And so for whatever reason, I feel like the relationship or the union or the interaction with this person, if it's not a romantic person, has been very stop and go. Okay. It's almost like your life paths and this person's life path weaves in and out. It's like, the two strands of the chromosomes. It weaves in and out. So there are times where you might run into this person. You come in, you meet, things are great, and then you kind of part ways, and then you come back together. So it's like it weaves in and out. And it doesn't promise too much stability, but it does bring about that sense of excitement. I also feel as if, your life trajectories, you guys are really not on the same page. And so it's really hard to try to figure out how to build something solid or something stable in this relationship. And so it could be a union, where is indicative of the devil. It can bring that sense of excitement, that sense of attraction, but in the long run is not really fulfilling your all of your needs, nor is it fulfilling, everything that you want in a relationship. Is not really meeting all of your expectations. Okay. And what I have as well, I have a fire sign here. So this is a Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo. And I feel like there's a sense of, this person, if you're dealing with this person, fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, their energy is very expansive. They have a lot of, I'm seeing somebody that is really fun to be around. They're genuine. Okay. So there's a sense of excitement, expansion. They come to you with a lot of ideas. And I almost feel like there are some things happening in their life where they feel like a kid again. They're very hopeful. They're coming to you beaming and excitedly talking to you about all of these plans, all of these ideas, all of these things that they want to do. And it's almost like, yes, at first, when they first come in, it just seems like all of these plans are kind of newly hashed plans, so they don't really pass the common sense test, but you indulge this person because you want to be supportive. And you do ask follow-up questions, but you're not, planning to poke any holes in their theories, or you're not planning to, dampen, like put a damper on things for them, even though some of these plans, some of these projects, some of these ideas haven't really, it's almost like they haven't done the preliminary research yet. So they're giving you something that's half baked, but they're excited about it. It has potential. And I feel like, when push comes to shove, if it's something that they really want to get off the ground, they're going to be able to do that. And I feel like there's somebody coming to you with just a lot of plans, a lot of things on their agenda, a lot of things on their mind, a lot of income generating opportunities, a lot of things that they want to get off the ground, possibly even asking for a partnership, or possibly even asking if you want to be on board with them in love, as well as in some type of a business venture. Okay, so you have some really, really good energy that are coming through. And I feel like, the rest of this month, the focus here should be on things that are stable, that are not the things that are stable, the people that are stable, the people that are tried and true, the people that are reliable. Yes, there's a lot of people coming through that can give you, new ideas. But once again, if these plans are half baked, if they're half processed, if the foundation hasn't been laid out for it yet, then you might be the one to come in, or you might need to be the one to come in to sort of lay the solid foundation for it. Okay. So at the beginning, when I was shuffling out the spread, one of the things that I saw is I saw this podium, and it's a layered podium. It has number 1, 2, and 3. So first, second, and third place. Okay, so the first place is in the middle, is highly elevated. The second and third places are on the side. It's a little bit less elevated. And I see this little boy. He has a little what are those, like? He has like a medal on him, and he's standing in the first place. And the second and the third places are vacant. And then I see, like, the flashes of the camera. He's beaming. He's so proud of himself. He's like a 7 or 8 year old boy, and he's got like a lot of medals on him. And the second and third places are vacant. And so what that denotes to me, and in conjunction with the spread too, is I almost feel like you're in top shape, you're in top form. No one can even, have a fraction of the determination that you do in order to get things off the ground, in order to win something. So it's almost like you're so far ahead, and just ahead and beyond all of your competitors. Okay. And what that means is, that's why I feel like the universe is pushing you for a lot more. It's pushing you to step out of your comfort zone. It's pushing you and really telling you, you have to roll with it. You have to take risks. You have to do what is, not tried and true, but what is really stirring your passion. It's almost like you're coming into a sense of your own capabilities. If you have had self-doubt before, you're no longer struggling with body image issues, self-doubt, competency issues. Am I good enough? Am I smart enough? Am I capable? Am I going to be able to do it? You're at a point where things are really, it's like coming out of the gate and running to it's like dashing out of the gate and having a really, really strong running start, like a running head start, where you're leaving people in the dust. And that is why the second and third places aren't even occupied. It's like you're so far above and like so far ahead and so far beyond your competitors that there's no reason why you shouldn't try something. Put plans into motion, put things into try to materialize things, try to manifest things. And whatever it is, whatever ideas that you've had, I feel like you're able to roll with it. Okay. For some of you, you've had some really good ideas and you're trying to find the right backers. You're trying to find the right financiers. The Six of Pentacles is usually money coming through from an institution. Okay. Getting a loan, getting some seed money, getting some startup funds, getting something off the ground, so that you can, make your dreams a reality. And then I also feel for others as well. There's new job opportunities that somebody's going to tell you about, and possibly like a boss or somebody that you work with or somebody that you work for. And they're telling you, hey, this position's opening up, possibly by the summertime. You need to put in for it because we really like you. And you're just like, I'm comfortable where I'm at right now. Things are a little bit chill. They're laid back and I'm not working too hard. I like the work that I do, but I feel like things are going to change. Whatever that's comfortable, there's going to be a little bit of a shakeup, not in a disastrous way, but it's a shakeup that might not make the situation as comfortable. And so if there are things coming through between now and the May timeframe, please go for it, because I feel like you're kind of being pushed right now gently to go in a specific direction and to take the path that is that hasn't been taken in the past because of fear, because of self-doubt, because of like that sense of familiarity. Do I really want to venture out and go to a new environment, like, or like stick with the devil that I know? And so I feel like the new universe is nudging you right now. And this has been happening, I'm sensing, since December. Okay. And when May rolls around, you're going to start to feel like it's not only a nudge anymore, it's going to be a shove. Okay. So I want you to be a little bit more aware of that. Just keep it in the back of your mind. If the signs are pointing you in a specific direction, really listen to it. Okay, don't drown it out with, oh, but things are so comfortable right now. Things are really comfortable in this situation. For some of you, honestly, it could be a relationship type of a situation where there's somebody here that's giving you a lot. Okay, they're devoted. They're giving you a lot of attention. They're making their intentions known to you. And I feel like it comes so easily that you might take it for granted, for example. And you might go for somebody who's a little bit more aloof, who's a little bit more unattainable, who's a little bit more emotionally unavailable. Mainly because it might pose a little bit more as a challenge. Okay? And then for others, I feel like, staying in a stable, very, very stable relationship, and that's great. But there's like new people, flirtations and things like that coming into the picture, because I feel like, you're seen as a prize, okay, in somebody's eyes. And I feel like one person sees you as the whole package. They see you as the prize. Like, I will never find somebody like the Scorpio. Or I will never find somebody as kind, as loving, as generous, as intelligent, as amazing as a Scorpio. Whereas another person sees you as a prize, as a trophy, as like something that they want to attain. And then once they attain it, they might lose interest in it. So I see these two opposite energies coming through from the people around you, where someone sees you for your true potential and then the other person sees you as a conquest. And if you're not careful, If you're not careful and you go after the choice where the other person sees you only as a conquest, you're going to miss out on the person that sees the real you, that sees the real deal, and that, you know, it can be. I just feel like the energy for this month is very pivotal. Okay, it's very much about decisions. It's very much about looking at the right value in the right thing, calling things out for what they are. I'm staying here because it's comfortable, even though I know that I should be doing something else. Okay, I'm staying with this person because it's comfortable, even though my heart is elsewhere. Or I'm interested in this person because, there's a pool here. They're not making themselves readily available. It's exciting, but they might just see you as a conquest, whereas you're missing out on an opportunity here where somebody sees the real you. So lots to think about here, Scorpios, but I definitely see May as being a really, really important time for you, where these situations and these choices will kind of start to, come full circle. So whatever choices and decisions you make now will have lasting impact as we head into the month of May. Okay.